Hello again. The South African Human Rights Commission says it has seen an increase in complaints. There's also been an increase in hearings, inquiries, and improved success in securing redress for complaints. We discuss this report further. We're joined by Advocate Andre Gorm, Commissioner at the South African Human Rights Commission. Thank you very much for availing yourself this afternoon. So what trends is the report seeing?
Good afternoon, Dudu, and also to the viewers. Yes, as you've indicated, the total number of complaints made to the Commission on an annual basis has steadily increased over the past 8 financial years. And compared to the last financial year, complaints have increased by 13%, from 5,268 to 6,092. Top of the list is equality. Equality complaints continue to constitute the highest number of complaints received by the Commission annually. Of these complaints, most are based on race. It is clear that inequality continues to fuel tensions in South Africa. Social media has emerged as a powerful conduit for publishing hate speech as well as unfairly discriminatory expression. Such expression, whether communicated during face-to-face altercations or via social media platforms, results in violations of the right to equality as well as the right to human dignity. Moreover, unfair discrimination and hate speech significantly detract from South Africa's project of achieving social cohesion and nation building. The Commission will launch a national social cohesion and national solidarity campaign this year to address these matters more fully. Secondly, the right to a basic education. The state of education and public schools in South Africa remains a concern owing to dilapidating infrastructure, a lack of water and sanitation, a shortage of teachers, especially in rural provinces, and a lack of learner-teacher support materials such as textbooks and stationery that we've also seen in the Eastern Cape now again, and all of these are fostering inequality. The vast majority of learners can also not read for meaning when they reach the age of 10, and COVID-19 has compounded these problems and presented new challenges, such as the widening of the technological divide.
Advocate Gorm, you speak of the, please allow me to come in, you speak of the National Solidarity campaign, rather. What is that?
Yes, there is a need to have a specific campaign from the side of the South African Human Rights Commission to deal with matters concerning social cohesion, nation building, and national solidarity. We have identified that as a specific need and has allocated funds to launch a campaign specifically focusing on this to address some of the issues also coming through pertaining to racism, as well as a lack of social cohesion among South Africans.
You rightfully pointed out that the report shows that the number of complaints received has increased by 13% in just a year. This growing sense of frustration amongst South Africans. Can we afford to have more campaigns? Just how effective have they been? People complain and then what?
Yes, I think that it is specifically the task of the Human Rights Commission to foster a culture of human rights in the country. And therefore, when we see these issues coming up and complaints about hate speech and unfair discrimination and so on, it is good and well to deal with the complaints as such, but we as a Commission need to take our mandate seriously and go further than that. And therefore, this campaign we hope will have a fundamental impact. But it is also coupled with other interventions that the Commission is doing. For example, we're now working with the National Department of Basic Education to develop a sensitivity and diversity and social cohesion program for schools. We believe that this program should, in the final analysis, be rolled out in every single school in our country, and we're also working with the DBE to develop a model code of conduct to make sure that all these matters pertaining to unfair discrimination that raise their ugly heads in schools every now and again, that is also addressed in this manner, and that the code of conduct of the schools do make sure that there is diversity unity in diversity in all our schools. So it is coupled also with a number of other interventions that we are busy with and continuing with. Not long ago, we have also worked with DBE to have a look again at the life orientation curriculum, and new textbooks that are human rights centered has been developed for that particular purpose.
How do you measure your success, or rather maybe your impact as an organization?
Yeah, well, we inter alia measure it by means of looking at the complaints, number of complaints that we have finalized and redress provided. That can be measured quite easily when files are dealt with, closed, and so on. And some of the more impactful litigation also that we involved with pertaining to systemic issues and the outcome of that, and then obviously also monitoring that to make sure that the court decisions are actually adhered to.
When you say systemic issues, what are you referring to?
Well, I'm inter alia referring to the matters concerning water and sanitation in schools, which is clearly a systemic issue, the Pitlageen matter that we're very involved with and hasn't been sorted out yet by the national department and the provincial departments. We're referring to matters concerning, that's one of the other rights that is quite a problem in terms of number of complaints and issues involved. That's a right to health and water. For example, the systemic issue of public hospitals that are under immense pressure, including that we have learned now, which is something that we will definitely have to pay critical attention to, that South Africa has a shortage of more than 1,300 medical doctors and almost 11,000 nursing staff. That is also a systemic issue in the sense that it involves and implicates the entire health system as such.
Advocate Andre Gom is the Commissioner at the Human Rights Commission. Thank you very much for that detail.